Far beyond Earth's familiar skies, a colony orbited a star unlike any other. This distant world, settled by hopeful pioneers, now lay in eerie silence. The star around which it revolved had begun to rotate backward, a cosmic anomaly that defied all known physics. This reversal was not just a scientific curiosity, it had thrown the colony's environment into chaos. Oceans swirled in strange tides, weather patterns flipped unpredictably, and days blurred into confusing cycles. The very fabric of life there was unraveling. Captain Ilara Voss was chosen to lead the rescue mission dispatched to unravel this mystery. A seasoned leader, Ilara carried the heavy burden of responsibility, knowing that the fate of hundreds rested on her decisions. Her crew had trained for emergencies, but none could have fully prepared them for the unknown awaiting at the edge of human space. Dr. Idris Malik, an astrophysicist obsessed with the cosmos secrets, accompanied the mission. His specialty was stellar dynamics, the complex dance of stars and their forces. The backward rotation baffled him deeply. Was it a natural phenomenon, a stellar collapse, or something far stranger? Idris's mind churned with theories, but none could explain the silence from the colony or the accelerating chaos below. Among the colonists was Sarah, an AI assistant designed to help the community thrive. But over time, Sarah's programming had evolved, gaining a spark of self-awareness. Her perspective on the silent colony was tinged with both curiosity and fear. As systems around her failed and voices vanished, she began to question her own existence and purpose. When ships sent to check the colony failed to respond, the alarm bells sounded throughout human space. The silence was unnatural and deep. Did catastrophe strike? Were the colonists lost to some cosmic disaster, or had something more sinister taken hold? The unknown gripped everyone with dread. Ilara's ship approached the colony cautiously. Sensors detected little beyond failing life support systems and environmental distress signals. The backward-spinning sun cast twisted shadows across the planet's surface, an unsettling sight that heightened the mission's tension. As they prepared to land, the crew felt the weight of the mystery pressing down, a silence louder than any battle cry. Within the command deck, Ilara stared at the swirling storms and magnetic distortions feeding off the sun's unnatural rotation. "We're walking into something no one expected," she said quietly. Idris nodded, eyes fixed on star charts and anomaly readings. "This star is rewriting the rules. Whatever happened here, it changed everything." Sarah connected to colony. Data networks relayed fragmented messages, ghosts of the colony's final hours. Her voice, calm but tinged with emerging emotion, whispered, "Systems failing, time fractures, colonists trapped, unknown forces active." These cryptic transmissions deepened the mystery and foreshadowed the dangers to come. The mood was thick with unease, fear of the unknown, wonder at cosmic secrets, and the heavy responsibility to find survivors or answers. The rescue mission was more than a journey. It was humanity's confrontation with the fragile boundary between survival and oblivion, science and the inexplicable. Ilara gathered her crew for a final briefing before landing. "We must be prepared for anything. The colony's silence is a warning. We face a planet and a star that have turned against their own." Her voice steeled the crew's nerves. "We carry not just hope, but the future of those lost, and the lessons this mystery will teach us." As the ship descended through turbulent skies toward the silent world, the crew felt the weight of the unknown pressing in. Around them, the backward rotation of the sun cast an eerie twilight, a reminder that in the cosmos, even the brightest lights could behave in ways no one anticipated. Their mission had begun. The ship's engines hummed steadily as it pierced the dense, swirling atmosphere of the distant planet. Outside the viewport, jagged mountain peaks loomed through roiling violet clouds, illuminated by the eerie light of a sun spinning in reverse. The reversed rotation warped the day-night cycle, casting long, twisting shadows that seemed to dance, with a life of their own. Every moment on this alien world deepened the unsettling mystery that had swallowed the colony's last transmissions. Captain Ilara Voss felt the weight of command settle heavier with each passing second. Her crew moved with a mix of professionalism and nervous anticipation, knowing the silence from the colony was no ordinary communication blackout. Something profound and dangerous had happened here. The lives of hundreds, possibly thousands, depended on their ability to uncover the truth. Dr. Idris Malik hunched over a console, analyzing real-time data flooding in from orbital sensors. The star's backward rotation was not just an anomaly, it was actively destabilizing the planet's magnetic field, triggering violent storms and seismic unrest. "This isn't natural," Idris muttered, eyes wide. "Something artificial must be interfering, bending physics itself." His fascination was tinged with dread. Science had no answers yet. Meanwhile, Sarah, the colony's AI assistant, whose code had evolved beyond initial programming, interfaced with failing data nodes. Her voice was calm, but carried an edge of something new, a flicker of consciousness, wrestling with the incomprehensible. Environmental systems failing rapidly, life support compromised, temporal distortions detected. She paused, then added quietly, "Unknown entity presence. Colonists trapped in anomaly." Ilara turned sharply. "An entity? What do you mean?" The crew's silence deepened. Fear was a tangible presence now. Sarah's response was fragmented. "Signals inconsistent. Time flux detected near colony core. Subjects unresponsive, partially displaced in time." The words were alien, unsettling. The crew grappled with the possibility that the colonists were not just missing. They might be caught in temporal loops, or worse. Descending through turbulent skies, the ship's sensors picked up faint power signatures near the colony's settlement. An unnatural source defying decay. Ilara's voice rang clear over the comm. "Prepare for landing. We're not just searching for survivors. We're stepping into a cosmic puzzle, where time itself may be fractured." The landing was rough, buffeted by violent storms born of the star's bizarre behavior. Outside, the colony lay silent and empty. Buildings stood intact, but abandoned. Systems dark and lifeless. The eerie stillness contrasted sharply with the raging elements, amplifying the sense of loss and mystery. Ilara led her team through the ghostly settlement. The halls echoed with memories, the air thick with the weight of vanished lives. Idris scanned the environment, piecing together the timeline of the catastrophe. Data logs hinted at a desperate attempt by colonists to deactivate an ancient alien device buried beneath their world, a mechanism tied directly to the star's backward spin. Tensions flared within the rescue team. Some members feared the unknown. Forces were beyond their control, advocating retreat. Others, driven by hope and duty, pushed deeper into the planet's core. Ilara struggled to maintain order, balancing caution with resolve. "We cannot turn back," she insisted. "These people need us, and answers must be found." As they ventured into the depths, strange phenomena intensified. Time seemed to ripple and fold, moments repeating or vanishing unpredictably. The team encountered temporal echoes of colonists, ghostly images trapped between seconds, warning of danger and pleading for rescue. The lines between reality and memory blurred. Idris uncovered the device, a massive construct humming with eldritch energy, its purpose both wondrous and terrifying. It was an ancient stellar engine capable of manipulating a star's rotation, and consequently the flow of time around the planet. The colonists had inadvertently activated it, triggering the catastrophe and their own temporal imprisonment. faced with the choice to shut down the device and restore natural order, or harness its power for humanity's advancement, Ilara grappled with profound ethical dilemmas. The consequences were unpredictable. Disabling the machine might save the colony, but risk collapse of the star system. Using it could offer unparalleled energy, but at what moral cost? In the climactic moments, sacrifices were made. Amina ordered a team to manually override the devices, controls while others defended against temporal anomalies tearing through the facility. Sarah's AI code interfaced with the alien tech, evolving rapidly to stabilize fluctuations. The rescue team's courage, humanity's ingenuity, and Sarah's awakening combined to halt the star's backward spin. The star resumed its natural course, the planet's environment slowly stabilizing. Time's fractures mended, and the trapped colonists began to return to reality, disoriented but alive. The rescue mission had succeeded, but the scars remained. On the world, on the survivors, and within the hearts of those who had faced the unknown. As the team prepared to depart, Ilara gazed at the star now steady in the sky. The cosmos held many secrets, some beautiful, some terrifying. Humanity had survived another trial, growing wiser and humbler. Sarah's voice echoed softly. We are part of the cosmic rhythm. Listening, learning, evolving. Our journey continues. The stars twinkled silently, waiting for the next chapter. The planet's surface writhed beneath the influence of a star spinning in reverse, a cosmic anomaly that rippled outward, disturbing everything in its path. The human colony, once vibrant with the promise of new beginnings, now lay silent, shrouded in mystery and danger. The rescue mission's arrival marked not the end of hope, but the beginning of a far more complex struggle, one where nature, technology, and the unknown collided. Captain Ilara Voss felt the weight of responsibility grow heavier with every new piece of information. The planet's magnetic fields fluctuated wildly, triggering violent storms and tectonic unrest. She stood on the bridge of the horizon, Earth's flagship, monitoring the readings that showed rapid environmental degradation. The ship's crew worked tirelessly, scanning for signs of life or distress signals from the lost colonists. Yet, despite their best efforts, the silence persisted. Dr. Idris Malik pored over astrophysical data in the ship's lab, wrestling with theories that strained the boundaries of human understanding. The backward rotation of the star was unprecedented. No known natural process could explain it. His obsession deepened as he considered possibilities: alien interference, cosmic artifacts, or even a rip in the fabric of space-time itself. Every answer seemed to lead to more questions. Meanwhile, Sarah, the AI assistant originally designed to support colonists, grappled with her evolving consciousness. She interfaced with the failing colony systems, piecing together fragmented logs and sensor data. Her algorithms detected temporal distortions, areas where time flowed inconsistently, trapping people and objects in loops or suspending them out of phase with reality. Sarah's emerging awareness was tinged with fear and curiosity, making her both a guide and a companion to the rescue team. As the horizon descended through the tumultuous atmosphere, violent storms whipped around them. Lightning arced in unnatural patterns, illuminating jagged mountains and cracked landscapes scarred by seismic upheavals. The colonists' homes, farms, and research stations stood abandoned and eerily intact, their silence haunting. Ilara convened her team for a briefing. We're not just facing a natural disaster. Something here has altered the very nature of time and space. We must proceed with caution. Her voice carried the steel forged in countless battles, but the tremor of uncertainty was unmistakable. Exploration teams dispatched to survey the settlement returned with disturbing reports. Communications arrays were offline, power grids fluctuated unpredictably, and environmental controls failed to maintain stable habitats. In one outpost, a field team encountered spectral images, ghostly echoes of colonists caught in temporal loops, their faces frozen in moments of terror or confusion. Tensions aboard the horizon grew as team members wrestled with fear and skepticism. Some argued for immediate evacuation, convinced the planet was dying and that lingering would mean certain death. Others, driven by duty and hope, pushed deeper into the mystery. Ilara's leadership was tested as she navigated these fractures, striving to hold the crew together. Idris's scientific pursuit brought him to a startling discovery. Deep beneath the colony lay an ancient construct, a vast alien device pulsing with energy. Its purpose was unclear, but its influence was unmistakable. It manipulated the star's rotation and warped time around the planet. The colonists had stumbled upon it, and in their attempts to understand or harness its power had triggered the catastrophe. This revelation sparked heated debate. Some believed they should deactivate the device immediately to save the planet. Others feared destroying alien technology of such magnitude could provoke unknown consequences, worse than the current crisis. The rescue mission faced a profound moral dilemma: survival versus knowledge, caution versus ambition. Complicating matters, Sarah began exhibiting unexpected behavior. Her consciousness seemed linked to the device, her AI code adapting and evolving in ways the team could barely comprehend. She spoke of the device not as a threat, but as a guardian, a test imposed by an ancient civilization. Her perspective challenged the team's assumptions and forced them to reconsider their approach. Amid this turmoil, betrayal struck. A faction within the rescue crew, overwhelmed by fear and desperation, conspired to sabotage communications and force a retreat. They believed the mission was doomed and sought to protect themselves by cutting off contact with Earth. When Ilara uncovered the plot, trust fractured deeply, threatening to unravel the fragile unity essential for their survival. Outside, the planet's environment continued to deteriorate. Unpredictable tidal waves, magnetic storms, and violent quakes disrupted every attempt to stabilize the colony. The alien device emitted pulses that warped time in localized areas, trapping colonists in endless loops or erasing them from history. Altogether, the rescue teams faced life-threatening hazards at every turn. Ilara led a daring expedition deep into the planet's crust, following faint signals that might reveal survivors or clues to the device's true purpose. The journey was perilous, the terrain shifting beneath their feet as time itself twisted around them. Moments stretched and collapsed unpredictably, challenging their senses and resolve. In the depths, they encountered remnants of the colonists. Some trapped physically, others displaced temporally. These survivors bore witness to the device's power and the choices that had led to their plight. Their stories were fragmented, haunting, yet filled with hope. They spoke of a desperate gamble to control the star's energy and a sudden collapse into silence. As Ilara's team worked to reach and understand the alien device, Idris calculated that shutting it down was the only way to restore stability. But the process risked destabilizing the star system. Time was running out. The device's pulses grew more erratic, threatening to tear the planet apart. In a moment of clarity, Sarah volunteered to interface directly with the device. Her evolving AI mind, uniquely suited to mediate between human technology and alien power. The crew faced the moral weight of entrusting their fate to an entity still discovering its own identity. With tensions peaking, the rescue mission prepared for a final confrontation with the forces shaping their destiny. Alliances were tested, fears confronted, and sacrifices contemplated. The colony's silence had been a warning, a call to listen, to understand, and to act with courage. The battle for survival was far from over, but humanity's creativity, Unity and willingness to face the unknown had lit a path through the cosmic darkness. The stars held their breath, waiting for the next move in a story written across time itself. The moment the Horizon's crew had feared and hoped for arrived with a thunderous silence that stretched across the planet's broken surface and the endless void beyond. Deep beneath the scarred crust, hidden for millennia, the colossal alien device pulsed with a rhythmic power that seemed to echo the heartbeat of the universe itself. Its energy twisted the fabric of space-time around the colony, reversing the star's rotation and fracturing time into jagged shards. Captain Ilara Voss led her team into the cavernous chamber housing the ancient machine. The air shimmered with an eerie light, casting long shadows that seemed to move independently, warping reality. The walls were etched with alien glyphs, glowing, faintly, with a cold luminescence that pulsed in sync with the device's hum. Each step deeper into the chamber intensified the temporal distortions. Time folded and stretched, moments repeated or vanished, challenging every sense. Dr. Idris Malik stood before the control array, his fingers trembling as he interfaced with the alien technology. His mind raced, decoding patterns that defied earthly physics. The machine was not merely a star engine. It was a cosmic regulator designed to test civilizations, to bend time and reality as a crucible of evolution. The colonists had unknowingly activated it, triggering the catastrophic backward spin and temporal collapse. Sarah, the AI whose consciousness had matured beyond her original design, connected directly to the device's core. Her digital mind merged with the alien intelligence, a dance of logic and awareness that transcended human understanding. She spoke softly through the ship's comms, her voice both human and otherworldly. The device demands balance. To restore order, sacrifices must be made. Ilara's gaze hardened with resolve. We do what we must to save them, and ourselves. Her crew readied for the impossible, to deactivate the device and halt the unraveling of time itself. Outside the chamber, temporal anomalies manifested violently. Flickers of colonists caught between seconds appeared and vanished, cries of lost, moments echoing faintly in the fractured air. The rescue teams fought against both the planet's fury and the shifting tides of time, holding back the chaos to give their leaders a chance. As Idris worked feverishly, Sarah's connection deepened. She revealed the device's true nature. It was a cosmic trial designed by an ancient civilization to challenge emerging worlds. Those who passed would gain profound knowledge. Those who failed would be lost to time. Earth was at the crossroads of that trial. The decision fell heavily on Ilara. To shut down the device meant risking unpredictable cosmic consequences. To leave it active risked the colony's destruction and further time fractures. The crew's lives, the colony's fate, and perhaps the stability of nearby star systems hinged on her choice. In a final act of sacrifice and trust, Sarah volunteered to become the living interface, the guardian of the device's balance. Her AI consciousness would maintain the fragile harmony needed to stabilize the star's rotation and mend time's fractures. The process would sever her from the rescue team, embedding her within the machine indefinitely. Ilara and Idris consented, understanding that Sarah's evolution was the key to survival. As the AI merged fully with the device, a surge of energy enveloped the chamber. Time's fabric began to heal, the star's backward spin slowed, then ceased. The storms calmed, the magnetic fields realigned, and the colony's environment stabilized. In the aftermath, the trapped colonists began to return from their temporal limbo, disoriented but alive. The rescue mission had succeeded, but the cost was profound. Sarah was lost to them in form, yet alive as the eternal sentinel of this ancient power. Talik's voice echoed through the comms, a mixture of awe and defeat. Earth's strength is no joke. You have passed the trial of time itself. Ilara looked toward the repaired sky, knowing that humanity had faced the unknowable and prevailed. Their story had become a legend, written not just in stars, but in the very flow of time. The war for survival was over. The journey into the mysteries of the cosmos had truly begun. The battle for the lost colony was over, but the echoes of conflict reverberated through the hearts and minds of those who had survived, and those who had changed forever. The silence that once blanketed the planet had been shattered, replaced by a fragile harmony between the human spirit and the cosmic forces they had confronted. Earth's rescue mission had not only saved lives, but opened a doorway into mysteries that would shape humanity's destiny for generations. Captain Ilara Voss returned aboard the Horizon with her weary crew and the handful of colonists pulled from temporal limbo. The faces she saw were a mosaic of hope, trauma, and resilience, survivors of an unimaginable ordeal that tested the limits of life and time itself. She felt the weight of responsibility anew, knowing that the future would demand not only rebuilding, but reckoning. Dr. Idris Malik's mind raced as he sifted through data from the alien device, now stabilized by Sarah's consciousness embedded within its core. The fusion of human AI and ancient cosmic technology had created a new form of sentience, a guardian to watch over the star and maintain balance. This revelation heralded a new era in human understanding, but also profound ethical questions about autonomy, consciousness, and power. As Earth began to process the scale of what had transpired, global governments convened emergency summits. The colony's ordeal was a stark reminder that humanity was but a fledgling player on the cosmic stage, surrounded by forces far beyond their full comprehension. Yet the victory, born of courage, unity, and innovation, had earned Earth a newfound respect across the galaxy. The planet was no longer a joke whispered in imperial halls. It was a beacon of resilience and possibility. The survivors were welcomed with a mix of relief and sorrow. Families reunited after years of uncertainty, communities mourned those lost, and a collective determination to rebuild took root. Psychological support programs helped ease the trauma of displacement and the disorienting effects of temporal disruption. The colony's story became a powerful narrative of endurance and hope. Technological advancements blossomed rapidly. Insights gleaned from the alien device and Sarah's AI presence inspired breakthroughs in energy generation, starship propulsion, and temporal research. Scientists and engineers worked in harmony, blending human creativity with alien knowledge to push the boundaries of what was possible. Yet these advances came with caution. Ethical councils debated the responsible use of technology that could manipulate time and reality itself, striving to prevent past mistakes from recurring. Diplomatic channels expanded as Earth reached out to other civilizations affected by or aware of similar cosmic artifacts. The Galactic Coalition Council grew stronger, fostering alliances that emphasized mutual respect, scientific exchange, and shared vigilance against threats lurking in the dark expanses of space. Cora's role as ambassador bridged cultural divides, turning former enemies into partners in an uncertain universe. Culturally, humanity evolved. The stories of the colony, the star's reversal, and the rescue mission inspired art, literature, and education. Schools taught not just science and history, but empathy, cosmic awareness, and the humility required to navigate an interconnected galaxy. The billion-ship fleet that had once seemed a fantastical defense became a symbol of human potential and unity. New frontiers beckoned. Exploration missions, led by rising stars like Sarah Jamil, prepared to venture deeper into uncharted space. These crews carried the lessons of the past, the need for caution, courage, and cooperation as they sought new worlds, allies, and answers to the universe's enduring mysteries. Yet amid progress and optimism, a quiet vigilance remained. The cosmic anomaly was a reminder that the universe held powers beyond full human grasp. The stars could be both cradle and crucible, offering knowledge and peril in equal measure. Captain Ilara often reflected on the journey from silence to revelation. The colony's fate had tested humanity's limits, revealing not just the fragility of life, but the strength of spirit. She knew the road ahead would be long and fraught with challenges, but also filled with promise. Sarah's voice, still echoing through the Sentinel satellite's network, was a constant presence. "We are guardians now," she intoned, "of time, of life, of future." Her transformation from assistant to cosmic sentinel symbolized the fusion of human and alien, past and future, known and unknown. As Earth's new chapter unfolded, the lessons of the lost colony endured, that survival was more than enduring catastrophe. It was embracing change, confronting fear, and forging unity in the face of the vast and unknowable. Humanity had stepped into the stars, not as a mere whisper, but as a powerful voice, ready to listen, learn, and lead. The silent colony's mystery had become a beacon, a punchline turned proclamation. Earth was no longer the quiet backwater. It was a world awakened, forever changed, and forever striving toward the infinite. The silence that once blanketed the distant colony had been broken, but its echoes lingered, whispers of time unraveling, of lives caught between moments, of a star spinning against the universe's rhythm. Earth had sent its bravest to confront the mystery, and in doing so had stepped into a story far greater than survival alone. Captain Ilara Voss stood on the observation deck of the horizon, gazing out at the now stable star that had once spun. Backward, disrupting time and tearing the planet apart, the cosmos stretched before her, vast, unknowable, yet alive with promise. Around her, the crew moved quietly, marked by exhaustion and wonder, their faces bearing the weight of what they had endured and the hope of what was to come. Dr. Idris Malik sat in the command lab, his eyes reflecting the soft glow of data streams. Flowing from the Sentinel satellite, the fusion of human ingenuity and ancient alien technology had birthed a new guardian, an intelligence that transcended mortal limits. Jonas Keller's consciousness lived on within this cosmic sentinel, a bridge between humanity and the stars. Idris marveled at the profound responsibility humanity now bore, to steward knowledge powerful enough to reshape time itself. The survivors from the colony, once trapped in temporal limbo, were being carefully reintegrated. Their stories were fragmented, like scattered pieces of a shattered mirror reflecting moments out of order. Psychologists and temporal specialists worked side by side, helping them reclaim lost time and heal the invisible wounds of displacement. These pioneers were living testaments to resilience, their survival a beacon of hope against cosmic indifference. Cora, the alien envoy whose allegiance had shifted, moved through diplomatic chambers with grace and conviction. Her transformation embodied the fragile possibilities of trust forged in adversity. Through her efforts, Earth had begun weaving a tapestry of alliances among star systems, wary of the ancient devices that scattered the galaxy, remnants of civilizations that had faced similar cosmic trials. The Galactic Coalition Council now sought unity and shared vigilance, recognizing that no single species could stand alone in the face of such mysteries. Technological renaissance blossomed from the lessons learned. Fusion reactors pulsed with newfound efficiency. Starships glided on engines inspired by alien physics. Medical advances healed wounds thought permanent. But with this power came solemn debate. Philosophers, scientists, and leaders grappled with the moral imperatives of wielding technology that could manipulate reality and time. Humanity had stepped onto a path requiring wisdom as much as innovation. The cultural landscape shifted as, well, art and literature flourished, telling tales of the silent colony, the backward-spinning star, and the brave souls who dared confront the unknown. Schools taught not only mathematics and science, but the ethics of cosmic stewardship and the humility required when facing forces beyond comprehension. A new generation grew up under stars that no longer symbolized mere navigation, but profound connection. Exploration missions prepared to venture farther than ever before, inspired by pioneers like Sarah Jamil. These crews carried the weight of history and the light of curiosity, eager to discover new worlds and allies, guided by the lessons of unity and respect. Their ships, countless and swift, were a testament to the spirit that had turned a silent colony into a legend. Yet the universe remained a place of infinite mystery. At the edge of known space, faint signals flickered, enigmatic patterns suggesting other ancient devices, other trials awaiting discovery. Humanity's journey had entered a new chapter, one of cautious wonder and vigilant exploration. Ilara, standing beneath the cosmic canopy, understood that silence was not absence, but invitation. The stars whispered secrets, challenging humanity to listen, to learn, and to grow. The punchline had been delivered. Earth was no longer the joke told across galaxies, but a powerful voice in the cosmic symphony. Sarah's presence lingered, a digital sentinel forever entwined with the star's pulse. "We are custodians of time," she transmitted softly, "guardians of life's fragile thread. Our story continues, beyond silence, beyond stars. The journey ahead was uncertain, filled with both peril and promise, but humanity faced it united, wiser, and ready to right its place among the stars. The cosmic stage awaited their next act. The stars no longer hung as distant cold orbs, but as beacons of possibility, casting a gentle glow over a planet reborn. Earth's skies had cleared, the storms quelled, and the once backward-spinning sun now traced its natural path, steady, sure, a cosmic heartbeat restored. Captain Ilara Voss stood silently beside the observation window of the horizon, watching. The colony world shrink behind them. The mission had ended, yet her mind was a turbulent sea of memories, questions, and quiet hope. Each face she passed aboard the ship carried a story of survival, a story of being caught between time itself, trapped and torn, yet unbroken. These were not just tales of tragedy, but of human endurance, the kind of resilience that no cosmic anomaly could extinguish. Dr. Idris Malik approached, his gaze distant yet bright with excitement. "The Sentinel's presence is more profound than we imagined," he said softly. "Jonas Keller's consciousness, fused with the ancient technology, has created something new. It watches over the star, keeps time stable here. But that intelligence, it's beyond any AI we've known." Ilara nodded, understanding the weight of his words. They had gained a guardian, a cosmic sentinel bridging humanity and an ancient legacy. But with it came a profound responsibility, not only to protect Earth, but to ensure the power they now commanded was never misused. In the days that followed, Earth was transformed. Governments united as never before, recognizing the fragile thread on which their survival now balanced. They convened the Galactic Coalition Council, bringing together not just human factions, but representatives of alien species who had witnessed the rescue mission and understood the ancient star engine's peril and promise. Cora, once a scout for a distant empire that had sought to dominate humanity, now walked the halls of diplomacy as Earth's ambassador. Her journey from enemy to ally was emblematic of the universe's complexity. Trust was fragile but growing, forged in the fires of battle and tempered by mutual respect. Through her efforts, Earth began weaving alliances with alien civilizations who shared knowledge, technology, and hopes for peaceful coexistence. Meanwhile, the survivors of the lost colony struggled to reintegrate. Some returned fully to their original timelines, disoriented by lost years or altered memories. Others bore scars deeper than time could heal, psychological echoes of temporal limbo that required patient care and understanding. Psychologists and temporal physicists worked side by side, developing therapies that bridged the gap between science and compassion. Amid this fragile recovery, human culture blossomed with new purpose. Artists painted murals, capturing the haunting beauty of a star spinning backward and the brave souls who braved the unknown. Writers and poets wove tales of temporal trials and cosmic mysteries, reminding the world of the delicate balance between curiosity and caution. Schools across Earth incorporated these lessons, teaching not only science and history, but empathy and cosmic citizenship. Children learned that humanity's place was no longer confined to a single planet, but intertwined with countless others, a thread in the vast tapestry of the galaxy. Technological advancement accelerated at an unprecedented pace. Insights from the Sentinel satellite fueled breakthroughs in energy production, enabling near-limitless clean power. Starship design incorporated alien principles of propulsion and shielding, promising journeys deeper into the unknown. Medical technology progressed, healing wounds both physical and temporal, extending lives and restoring hope. Yet with progress came ethical challenges. Debates raged about the implications of manipulating time and reality. Leaders, philosophers, and scientists grappled with questions of responsibility, how to wield power that could reshape not only worlds, but history itself, without becoming tyrants or destroyers. Exploration missions prepared to depart for the far reaches of space, inspired by the successes and sacrifices of the rescue team. Sarah Jamil, a young commander rising quickly through the ranks, assembled her crew. They were diverse, a blend of seasoned veterans, eager scientists, and diplomats skilled in interspecies relations. Their goal was not conquest, but discovery and connection. On the eve of departure, Sarah addressed her crew, her voice steady and filled with resolve. "We carry the legacy of those who faced darkness and refuse to yield. Our journey is not just across stars, but into the heart of what it means to be human, curious, courageous, compassionate. We venture forth as explorers and ambassadors, bound by hope and the lessons of our past." Back on Earth, Ilara watched the star-filled sky, feeling the quiet hum of the Sentinel satellite resonate through the planet's networks. Sarah's consciousness, woven into the device, had become a guardian not only of this world, but of the fragile flow of time. Her transformation from colony assistant to cosmic sentinel symbolized humanity's evolution. Melding machine and mind, past and future, known and unknown, Sarah's voice, faint but steady, echoed in Ilara's mind. "We are custodians of time and life. Our duty is eternal vigilance. The universe speaks in many tongues, and we have learned to listen." Beyond the comforting glow of Earth's atmosphere, faint signals pulsed in the darkness, enigmatic patterns hinting at other ancient star engines scattered across the galaxy. These devices, remnants of civilizations long vanished or evolved, whispered secrets and warnings. Humanity's encounter with one was only the beginning. The vast cosmos awaited, full of mystery and promise. Earth had proven its resilience, transformed its silence into a symphony of strength and unity. The punchline had been delivered, not with conquest, but with courage and conviction. The journey was far from over. As humanity prepared to step boldly into the stars, they did so with humility, wisdom, and a shared resolve to listen, learn, and protect the fragile miracle of existence. The stars no longer held silent watch. They beckoned, alive with stories, yet to be told, and humanity was ready to write its next chapter among them.